Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl, B Sparrow, BuzzTweet Radio. I hadn't planned on going live today. My plan was to be over on K Judah's platform, my brother over there, but he switched the time of the live to 7 o'clock, so I have time to get on and talk about what I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is the Drag Queen Story Hour that so many of y'all probably don't even know about. So, what is Drag Queen Story Hour? I am so glad you asked. But before I continue, please like, please comment, and please subscribe to my channel. My brothers are going to laugh at me about that, I know, because they was talking about this the other day, but still, I would like for you to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If not, that's cool. But anyway, back to the story. Let me first tell y'all what Drag Queen Story Hour is. It's pretty much self-explanatory. But I did a story on this last year sometime. Drag Queen Story Hour is when drag queens go to public libraries, elementary schools, bookstores to read books pertaining the transgender lifestyle. They go to our elementary schools, to our libraries, to the bookstores, and you know what? The parents does not know about this because the schools does not send out permission slips. They just, you know, find it upon themselves to allow grown ass men dressed like women to go into the elementary schools and read to our underage children. One drag queen story hour filled so quickly at a Virginia library that they had to start a waiting list. They had to start a waiting list. And this is not me bashing the LGBTQRSP community. I'm not bashing that community, but I do not appreciate you going into these elementary schools, into these libraries, and into these bookstores, exposing yourself, exposing your lifestyle to these children who don't even know what's going on. Yet you are in their classrooms dressing like and exposing your lifestyle. You don't even give the parents that opportunity to talk to their children about your lifestyle. Instead, you just take it upon yourself to expose yourself to these kids, to these innocent children. It drives me crazy. It pisses me off to the point of pissivity. It pisses me off to the point of pissivity. Drag Queen Story Hour fills so quickly at a Virginia library that the waiting list has started. A library in Virginia Beach started their first Drag Queen Story Hour for children, and it didn't take long before all 35 available seats were filled. The story hour is run by volunteer drag queens who read stories to children in three groups from toddlers to second graders. Local parents were so on board with the idea that a waiting list to join the class had to be started. That way, kids are so that way kids are not so judgy. Jennifer Grant, a mother of two, said, I can think of some parents and families that wouldn't want to show them, but the more they don't know, they are not going to understand what the world around them is about. And that should be left up to the parents to decide to teach their children about the world that's around them, not some man dressed up as a woman. So the first event was held on July 28th at the Virginia Beach Public Library in a private room so there wouldn't be any outside distractions. A private room. I just don't understand how any parent could allow their toddler, their kindergartner, their second grader, first grader, to be in a room, and I know there are other people in the room, to be in a private room with a man that's dressed up like a woman. A library manager says the class is in line with a library's purpose, informing and providing information. Informing and providing information. Informing what and providing what kind of information? The library informs and provide information not for LGBTQRSP HIJKLMNOP lifestyles, not for gay lifestyles, not for transgender lifestyles. Let me teach my kid that if I want my kid to know about it. My kid come and question me about it, let me teach it, not you. If I am against it, then why should my kid be participating? Another library manager said, I feel great about bringing it here. Libraries from our very beginning were there to make sure people had access to information and knowledge and resources to better their lives. This just fits right in with what libraries do as a whole. My God, my God. The program is part of a national initiative with events in states across the country, from North Carolina to New York, that they say aims to teach children they can be whatever they want to be and how not to judge others according to their website. Again, I just can't. My heart does not sit too well with this. My heart does not sit too well with this. So they telling you how informative and how educational this might be to the children, but they're not telling you the stories or showing you the pictures. Let me see if I can find this picture of little kids rolling around on the floor with this grown ass man dressed as a woman. They're not telling you that, are they? They're not telling you that. Drag Queen Story Hour. That is crazy. Let me see if I can't find that picture of the kids rolling on the floor with the drag queen. This is a grown ass man dressed in as a woman, dressed in women's clothing. You are confusing our children, people. You are poisoning our children's minds with this nonsense. And the Drag Queen Story Hour was pushed by the American Library Association. It has invaded libraries across the United States and is raising serious questions about child protection protocol. No priest or volunteer in a Catholic church would ever be rolling around on the floor with children lying on top of them in 2019. Now that could be argued. That could be argued because using the Catholic priest is a bad example. Using a Catholic priest is a very bad example when it comes to children and drag queens rolling around on the floor. So, an Oregon library allows children to roll around on the floor with drag queens during story hour. This is insane to me. This is insane, and it just seems like no one is angry. No one is angry about this. Just me. Just me, huh? I'm the only one that's concerned about grown ass men dressing up like women and going into the elementary schools, into the libraries, into the bookstores, reading to underage children. I'm the only one concerned. So the Drag Queen Story Hour, pushed by the American Library Association that has invaded libraries across the United States, is raising serious questions about child protection protocol. Photographs have raised surface have surfaced showing a drag queen, Carla Rossi, rolling around on the floor in full body contact with minor children at the Multnomah County Library in Oregon. The event appears to have happened last October, and photographs were recently found on the library's Flickr account. I talked about this. I talked about this. I talked about this in my video, The Transgender Agenda. So, y'all, please check it out when you get a chance. This man, dressed up like a woman, got these kids crawling all over him. Little boys and little girls. I'm telling you, if I was that kid's parents, I would have been outraged. Just outraged. I don't know how these parents are allowing this to happen. I just don't get it. How are they allowing this to happen? Wow. This is some. This ought to make people angry as hell. This really ought to piss people off something bad. But I don't see no protests. I don't see no letters to the president. I just, this is enough to make you crazy. Wow. If I was a parent of one of these kids, I would be outraged. I would probably be locked up. I'm being real. They would probably have to lock me up. because if there ever come a day when I find out that my granddaughter was participating in this mess, this drag queen story hour without my consent or her parents' consent, mm, somebody gonna have to pay. So the article goes on to say, in order to be a volunteer in the Catholic Church in America, child safety training is mandatory. In accordance with the Charter for the Protection of Children and Young People of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, all priests and deacons must complete a background check and safe environment training. These must be renewed every 3 years. That goes for volunteers too. And I say again, using the Catholic Church is not a good example. Using the Catholic Church, because I don't care how many protection ordinance or protection of coordinates that you put in, somehow they still find a way to molest young boys, and no one does anything about it. No one does anything about it. Once again, I'm talking about the Drag Queen Story Hour that the Library Association has pushed and has allowed drag queens, men dressed like women, to come into these libraries and into the elementary schools and bookstores and are allowed to read to our children, and the parents don't have to be consented on this. And this pisses me off. I did a video on this last year, the transgender agenda, and I am revisiting it again because of a disturbing ad that came across my desktop today that I'm going to get to in a moment here. Very disturbing. So we was talking about how the Vatican and all those take precautions, which is a poor example because we know that those popes still, I don't care how much security or protection for the kids you put in place, they still somehow find ways to sexually molest our kids. And this drag queen story time, it's a portal. It's a portal for them to go through and get access to our kids. So this safety includes basic precautions for the protection of children, including a criminal background check, training to avoid hugs, offering side hugs, only no lap sitting, and to always have two adults with children at all times. That went all out the window. That went out the window because these kids are crawling all over this man, this grown ass man, dressed like a woman. They crawling all over him. They are crawling all over him. I'm gonna try to show y'all this picture right quick. Oh wait, hold on one second. Let me get back over here. Stop this screen right quick. Let me see. Got some activity in the chat room. Shout out to DJ April Showers. DJ April, I wasn't going to go live today because we all are going to go to K Judah's platform, but he changed the time, so I decided to go live. And I'm talking about this drag queen story time. It's sickening. It's actually sickening how these grown drag queen men are allowed to go into the elementary schools, into the libraries, into the bookstores, and participate in reading books by the LGBT community to our children. And we don't, and the parents don't have to know. They don't send out consensual forms or anything to inform the parent that this will be happening. They just do it at their own convenience. They just do it at their own convenience. Um, I'm just going to post these pictures and show them to y'all right quick. And then I'm going to continue with the article. But let me show y'all these pictures. Oh, they already posted up. Look at this little boy. Crawling all over this grown man who is dressed in drag. Look at this. Look at the little girl. Oh, this is a little boy and a little girl. Look at this. So they tell you that this is a program to help strengthen our children and they're going to learn so much. But they're not telling you about these incidents where they rolling all over the floor with your child. Rolling all over the floor with your child. I don't know what happened to the picture. Let me see if I can get it back for y'all. Hold on one second. Okay, well, wait. Shouts out to Monster Moshe in the chat room. Good to see you, my brother. I wasn't going to go live, but since K. Judah switched the time on his live, I decided to go because I came across this article. I don't know if you know about the Drag Queen Storytime. I did a video on the Drag Queen Storytime where these drag queens are going into our elementary schools, the libraries, and the bookstores, and they're reading these LGBT books to our kids and the parents without the parents' consent. So now imagine that priests were reading stories to children in public, in a public building, and were photographed rolling around on the floor with toddlers. Do you think there would be a great hue and outcry? I'm certain there would be, and deservedly so. But why is everyone completely silent about these men taking liberties with children all over the country? I don't understand that myself. How are we letting these men dressed like women go into our schools, into our libraries, into our bookstores, and they are reading and fondling all over our children? And guess what? They can do this without the parents' consent. They can do this without the parents' consent. These men, dressed like women, can go into your child's elementary school, dressed like a woman, all kinds of grime makeup on their faces, and they can read to your children, and they can roll around on the floor with your children, fondling your children, and you won't even know about it. You won't even know about it. Am I the only one that cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about our children. Look at that. Yeah, I did a video on this last year, Monster, but I had to retouch it again because I got this disturbing headline across my screen, which I'm gonna come up to in a minute. But look at this. They rolling all on the floor with these kids. It's a grown ass man dressed up like a woman with makeup on his face, with boobs, wigs, red lipsticks, and a dress. And whose son is this laying on top of him? Whose son is this laying on top of him like this? My God. Mm, I'm definitely gonna watch that video. Mm, 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 mm. This is disturbing to me. And it seems like no one is saying anything. Very disturbing. Very disturbing. Look at this one. Let me see if I can't pull this dude up. And this is the headline that came across my screen the other day. Let me find his. That's him right there, but let me find his uh, actual picture. And that's why it doesn't pay for y'all men to be doing all this damn lusting. You get on the internet and you see this bad girl with a bad body. You get the lusting and you want to get all in her inbox. And you find out it's a man, you get mad. That's why the Most High don't want for us to lust. We shouldn't be lusting. Look at this guy. You see him? That's him on the left and him on the right. So this is the story that came across my screen the other day. It may have been today, yesterday, whatever. Let me see if I can find the story. So, as drag queens fight for access to children, one drag queen was busted and sting up for soliciting a young boy. Y'all heard me. Sick ass man. Grown man soliciting a young boy. Mm, mm, mm. Grown man soliciting a young boy. The article goes on to say drag queens, males who dress up in sexually provocative women's clothing, are fighting for access to young children in public libraries, schools, and even churches around the country. It's a recent phenomenon that parents find this form of salacious entertainment appropriate for children as young as preschool. Some parents even dressing their own children in drag as they take them and hand them over to perverts to be groomed for an hour. Reformation Charlotte has been covering the saga as it unfolds across the nation, and thanks to a handful of activists, much of what's going on behind the closed doors of sexual perverts handling children in public libraries is being exposed. There have been reports of child molesters and sex offenders who've managed to gain access to children. Drag queens are teaching children how to twerk. Some have gotten inappropriately physical with children. And there's a video here that I don't even know if I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna try to get it to play. But in that video, some are even performing striptease routines. So another drag queen has been arrested on charges of felony importuning of a 15-year-old boy by the Jackson Township Police Department in Ohio. Daniel Fiorentino's Facebook page is littered with posts about drag queens and children. The obsession comes as no surprise, as men who feel the need to cross-dress tend to suffer from obsessive sexual disorders. And then they're going to try to dress up like women to cover it up, or just to gain access to your children, to our children. This is sickening to me. This is sickening. And it seems like no one is doing anything about it. No one is doing anything about it. That's what it seems like to me. It's sickening to me. And I've been doing videos on this for a couple of years. I have a video on my page called The Transgender Agenda. And it's exposing the Drag Queen Story Hour once again. States across the United States have started a Drag Queen Story Hour that has been pushed by the Library Association. And if you don't know what the Drag Queen Story Hour is, it's an hour where men who dress like women, drag queens, go into our elementary schools, our libraries, and our bookstores, and they read books about the LGBTQRSTUV community without the parents' consent. Without the parents' consent. And so I want to read some of these headlines that's going on in reference to the Drag Queen Story Hour. We have one headline that says, an unhinged man interrupts Drag Queen Story Hour and says everyone here is going to a lake of fire. So because he told everyone that they was going into a lake of fire, they called him unhinged. They called him unhinged because he was speaking against the Drag Queen Story Hour. Unhinged. Mm, mm, mm. Unhinged. And I don't know if this video is going to play, but already it's buffering. But I'm going to try it. Let me see if it'll play. Hold on one second. Senate acquits President Donald Trump. Lord, I knew that was going to happen now, man. These people that have faith in this United States of America and its system, they are going to be in for a rude awakening, because I said it once, I said it twice, I said it 3 times. Donald Kingpin Trump is going to serve another term. Whether you like it or not, Donald Kingpin Trump is going to serve another term. Y'all heard it here first on BuzzTweet Radio. So I don't know where this video is. I don't know if it's going to play. Let me try it again. Because this man told these people that they were going to hell for what they were doing. They called him unhinged. I can't find this video. But this disturbs me. This pisses me off that a man that's dressed like a woman can walk up into an elementary school and teach them about the transgender lifestyle without my consent. That's very disturbing. That's very disturbing. And they will sit up here and sugarcoat these Drag Queen Storytime hour, but they're not telling you about when the men is caught fondling the children. These men are being arrested. They are using their drag queen appearance to get to our children. And it's just, I am flabbergasted. I am flabbergasted. I cannot believe that people are allowing this to happen. I just can't believe it. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I guess I shouldn't, but the mere fact that people are allowing this, it's just mind-blogging. And it seems like I'm the only one that's really talking about it. Okay, I found the video, but now let me see if I can get it to play. Because he is telling them what the Bible said about men that dress like women, they called him unhinged.
like cover. You are dressed like a horse for the children. Are you teaching children to horse? Look at your dress. It's a woman in my dress like this. Another woman, you're a man. Sir, you're a man. You're a man. Sir, you're a man. You are a man. You have you are a man. I would like to say about God. You need to teach these kids about God, and you need to repent. And everyone here that brought their children here, because the Bible says that every knee will bow and every that every knee will bow and every tongue will confess Jesus Christ. You are a child of Jesus, sir. If you're bringing your kids here who wants this field, you're a child of Jesus. And if you are a child of Jesus, you are actually a child of God who loves the world. You're teaching them. You are teaching them. You have to say the Bible says if you don't raise your kids in the Lord, raise your kids. So according to God, everyone here is because you're not Jesus Christ. The Bible says God. The Bible says the fullness of the world belongs to God. Everything in the world is God, and I'm the child of God. Every place is a place of God. Every place is a place of God. The Bible says the earth belongs to God and the fullness thereof. So everyone here needs to repent, turn from your wicked ways, and accept Jesus Christ and be saved. Amen. That's the only way you're going to be saved. One day you're going to stand up with God. I have a problem not bringing out these people. You not brought them. I did not bring out these people. I absolutely not. I did not. You came here with voice of my truth. We refuse like a king, like this. Raise up and rear in the Lord. Have a problem. I am dressed. So we are here to celebrate love. We are here to celebrate pride. We are here to celebrate evolution. And you cannot just be one of Christianity. You include Christianity. If you include white people, absolutely. I'm not telling you what not to do. Look right here and telling you what I can. I'm saying thus is the Lord. And where is the Lord? Where is he? The Lord, the Bible says this, go around the world and do every gospel to every creature, right? I have made you a disciple so you can spread my message to the world. So the Lord, thank you. The Bible says, and I know this within, and I'm going to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna let it stop right there. Y'all get the gist of what happened. So this young man is speaking against Drag Time Story Hour. And you heard this man that's dressed like a woman sit up there and tell that man that he is a woman. The man said, no, you are not a woman. You are a man. You are dressed up like a woman. Oh my God. What in the world is going on? Somebody talk to me. Holla at your girl. Is this what this world, this United States of this here America is coming to? Grown-ass men dressed as women are allowed to go into our elementary schools and expose their lifestyle to our children without our consent. Something is horribly wrong with that. Something is horribly wrong with that. Something is horribly wrong. That DJ April Showers, I'm not going to be up here too long. I wasn't even going to go live today. We all are supposed to meet up on K Judah's platform. I think he's changed it to 7 o'clock. And so I said, excuse me, since he's not going to get on, then I'll hop on and do what I want to do. I was going to make a video, but since he's not live, then I just decided to go live. It was a last minute thing. I don't know, you didn't hear yesterday when I said that I wouldn't be live on my platform because you jumped off. But the plan was to go live on K Judah's platform at, I think he said 3:30, but he changed the hour to 7 o'clock. So that's why I am going live talking about the drag queen story hour, where these drag queens are allowed to go into the elementary school, the libraries, and the bookstores, and they are allowed to read books about the LGBTQRS community. And I just think that's dead wrong. I just think that is dead wrong. Dead wrong. Because if I ever hear of a time that my granddaughter is participating in a drag queen story hour and she did not have the consent of her mother nor her father, oh, it's on. Oh, it's on. Here's another headline that says Drag Queen Story Hour once upon a time in a bookstore. They are taking over and they're trying to, they're very confusing our kids. I just don't understand what makes them think that they have any ounce of right to tell my kid or teach my kid about their lifestyle. I just don't get it. Who in their right mind would allow a grown ass man dressed like a woman, makeup, everything, all of the whole 9 yards? Who in their right mind will allow that man to have a story time with their child? Who? Somebody talk to me. Holler at your girl. Who would allow this nonsense? Imagine you at work, right? You sitting at your desk and a live stream come across of a man dressed up like a woman, hair and makeup, and you see him lying on the floor and your daughter laying on top of him. Now, you know your daughter's supposed to be in school. She 5 years old, sitting there listening to a man with makeup on his face, a dress on, a wig on, titties, bra, reading him a daytime story. I come at me you want to. I claps back. I'm just speaking my mind, and I'm going to continue to speak my mind. I don't have anything against the LGBTQRS community, but when it comes to the kids, when you try to push your lifestyle on the kids, I've just read an article where this little girl told a drag queen at a drag queen story hour that she wanted to be a superhero. Innocent enough, right? She told the drag queen, I want to be a superhero. Drag queen gonna tell her, you can be a drag queen superhero. Ah, what the what the H? It's the famous words of my brother Raphael. What the H? Why can't the little girl just be a superhero? Why does she have to be a drag queen superhero? She doesn't even know what a drag queen is. But here you have somebody from the LGBT community who decided to make that decision to teach somebody else's child about a drag queen. Somebody talk to your sister. Holler at your girl. What's going on? Am I the only one that's pissed off? It seems like it. It seems like it. Look at this. You want these people reading to your children. Where they at? You want these people reading to your children. You want these people reading to your children. Huh? This is evil. This is evil. You want these people reading to your children, huh? Mm, mm, mm. These are the type of people you want reading to your children. Hold on, let me take a sip of this Dr. Pepper right quick, cause so this article says Drag Queen Story Hour. Once upon a time in a bookstore, Athena and Scarlene, the long blonde hair flowing down to their sequin leotards and rainbow dresses, are reading to around 15 children at a bookstore in Riverside, quiet California town. The scene is remarkable. They're queens. Message and the message is to empower the youth to be good people and to accept everybody for who they are through storytelling, says Athena Kills, a 22-year-old student whose real name is Giovanni Morales. The reading workshop is part of Drag Queen Story Hour, an initiative launched in 2015 by a handful of libraries and schools across the United States. Far from the LBGTQRSP bastions of San Francisco or New York, which this week is celebrating world pride with great fanfare, the small Celador bookstore joined the movement a year ago. On a Saturday, which is on a Sabbath morning in Riverside, southeast of Los Angeles, there is no politics or proselytizing, no reference to gender or sexuality, just a Tyrannosaurus, a princess, a robot trying to understand love. Jesus, have mercy. When we should be teaching our children about the Most High Yah and Yeshua HaMashiach, we taking them to the bookstores to hear about Tyrannosauruses and princesses and a robot trying to understand love by transgender or drag queens. Wow. Just by showing up and being here, that it in itself is sending a message that you can be whoever you want, says Athena. Oh, yeah? However, the young man admits he has experienced many difficulties along the way. Being a drag queen and being gay in general, rejection is something I've lived with my whole life. Sometimes even from my own family, Morales tell the Associated Press. So it's something I've always grown up with, he adds, expressing regret that he never had a role model to look up to at his age. Athena started doing readings a year ago, fourth session. The kids, they love it, he says. All these things, a bunch of bright colors and stuff. What little kid wouldn't want to see that? Like prettier clowns, he added. Children's reading events does not make everyone laugh. It certainly doesn't make me laugh. Story Hour is regularly targeted by ultra conservatives and extreme right groups who try to disrupt the session. On television networks such as commentators criticize the unhealthy lifestyle of drag queens, raising the specter of AIDS and suggesting they have ill intent. DragQueenStoryHour is really just people reading books to kids. There has to be an underlying mission because I don't have to drag books. Most women, kids, underlying mission. Stop letting these people lie to you. Stop letting these people fool you. There is an agenda. There's a transgender agenda that's going on in the transgender community when it comes to our children. They are up to something. So the man that's dressed up like a woman, who is a drag queen, and the woman is a lesbian, and she recruited her own drag queen friends free of charge for the occasion. The Riverside bookstore has not escaped internet hate campaigns and has had one Christian extremist storm into a session. Its owner has been subjected to anti Semitic insults and threats on social network. This is I'm outraged. One mother, Melissa, drove from an hour away with her two daughters who love drag queens and inspiration to them. I want to let them experience people showing they can be what they want, says Melissa. We live in the desert. You don't have that around our place. Her daughter Waverly, who is 10, agrees. She says it's just cool that they don't let people tell them what to do. She says, adding, I love their outfits. Joshua, who is 7, was visiting the bookstore by chance with his mother, Rochelle, at the time of the reading, and both decided to stay out of curiosity. Intensely focused during the session, the boy told the press afterwards he simply found it funny. I really like the story of the T Rex, he says, not interested in talking about anything else. He loves stories, his mother laughs. It could have been an astronaut or a policeman reading. I believe it wouldn't have been very different for him. These people are sadly fooling themselves. They are sadly fooling themselves. Wow, it's just unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. So anyway, I'm not gonna hold anyone up. I just wanted to shoot this quick video um, about the drag queen story hour. I just want you guys to be aware of what's going on around your kids because, like I said, they go into these drag queens go into the schools and they have these drag queen story hours, and the parents do not have to know. They do not send out consensual forms for the parents. They just bring it upon themselves to have a drag queen story hour without the parents' consent. And so the next article that I'm going to read. It says, the far right extremists are violently obsessed with shutting down Drag Queen Hour, and I believe that it should be shut down, or at least the parents should be informed or should have the right to decide whether they want their kids to be listening to a story read by a drag queen. I am not for it. I am not for it. Not for it. So this article says, wow. Can you imagine though? I'm just saying. Just can you imagine somebody, let me see if I can't pull this picture up, that looks like this, reading a story to your child. Can you imagine? Drag Queen Story Hour. Can you imagine somebody looking like this, reading to each son or daughter? Can you imagine somebody looking like this, reading a story to your underage child? That has to be frightening. That has to be frightening. Can you imagine that? Somebody holler at me. Holler at your girl. Can you imagine somebody looking like this, reading a story to your underage child? Far right extremists says is an event that takes place in bookstores and elementary schools across the country. share story hour with performers dressed in drag. But as Kelly Will reports, far right extremists are obsessed with shutting them down, protesting outside with loud bullhorns, and doxing the performers online. Full of princess dresses and sing-alongs, the events are hit with kids. Less so with some members of the religious right who've shouted anti-LGBT slogans from bullhorns outside the events. But the campaigns don't stop at the library doors. On the messaging app Telegram, extremists have encouraged harassment against story hour participants and even established channels dedicated to collecting the personal information on people who attend, known as doxing. One Telegram post, authored by a well-known neo-Nazi, encourages followers to collect information like license plate numbers for parents who attend the story hours and share them on white supremacist channels. It's unclear whether the calls for doxing have materialized at the protest, she writes. But this is one of the many times I agree with these white supremacists that somebody need to do something. You know, somebody need to do something. We walking around here claiming to be so-called Christians, but we allow so much to go on that is not Christ-like. We allow so much to go on that's not Christ-like. If this ain't pissing y'all off, it damn sure is pissing me off. Look at that face. Look at that face. It look like something out of Scary Movie. Would you want somebody with that face to read to your child? That's disgusting. That is disgusting. That's disgusting. The damn disgusting. I just don't understand how we could allow it. How are some of these parents allowing it? Wow, but I guess I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. The times that we are living in, anything goes, and it's just like in the times of Noah. Here we are, with people still partying and down, people still sleeping around, having adulterous relationships, people are having gay relationships, and on and on and on and on and on. And we're gonna keep blood come, and the ark gonna be nailed shut. Just gonna keep right on. You're gonna look up, and the Most High and Yeshua Hamashiach is gonna be here, and you're gonna look up, and you're gonna be wearing that makeup with that wig on, and you're gonna have a dress on, but you're still gonna be a man. And when you come face to face with Yeshua Hamashiach, and he says, "I know you not. I don't know you." What you gonna say then? You're gonna think about that young man that busted into your drag queen story hour and told you that you're gonna bust hell wide open if you don't repent. You're gonna think about him. And you're gonna think about how you tried to get him to hush, and how you called him unhinged, and how you tried to put him out because you said he destroying your fun time. And y'all can talk about these Donald Trump supporters all you want to, but when it comes to stuff like abortions and gay rights and all this stuff, they fight against that stuff. They fight against that stuff. It was Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton that came in and made this stuff. They started it. They started it. Now this stuff is starting to look normal to some people. Thank you, Barack Obama. Thank you, Hillary Clinton, for just giving these people room to poison our kids, to confuse our kids. Thank you, Barack Obama. Thank you, Michelle Obama. And thank you, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and all those Democrats who is for abortions and who is for drag queen story hour and who is for the LGBT community that allow men to marry men, women to marry women. This is the beginning of it all. So I just want to say thank you guys for pushing that narrative because sooner or later something gonna break. Sooner or later something is going to break. I don't think the Most High Yah is going to be taking all this stuff any much longer. Right now, he's just letting y'all do y'all. He's letting us do what we want to do. But when that day come, when he gonna say, "Depart from me, I know you not." Those are words that I do not want to hear. Those are words I do not want to hear. So when people speak up against this stuff, people call them angry, and people call them this headline says Christian woman terrifies California kids at drag queen story hour without gays. So this woman who is just as plain as day a woman who says she's the one terrifying the kids who have big grown ass men in there dressed like with all this clown makeup on their face. But that doesn't terrify the kids, huh? That doesn't terrify the kids, huh? An angry woman who identified herself as a Christian burst into a California bookstore during a drag queen story hour event and terrified a gathering of small children attending with their parents, bellowing out the evils of gays. And this is reported by LGBTQ Nation. LGBTQ Nation. They got their own media. Anyway, according to the report, the woman identified as Genevieve Peters showed up at the Cellar Door bookstore in Riverside to protest the Halloween event as 3 drag queens were reading books to kids. Peters attacked bookstore owner Linda Sherman Neurick after she was asked to stop bothering the kids while filming her own rant on her phone. She has invited the public to watch this perversion with these homosexuals. I'm sorry, this is what's happening. According to the report, Peters was repeatedly asking to stop filming and leave the bookstore before a Riverside police officer showed up to escort her out. According to Peters, she said that she will return as long as the bookstore continued to schedule a drag queen event. Said, I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at her for that. She might be a Donald Trump supporter, but I am not mad with her for it. Somebody needs to stand up. Somebody needs to protect our kids. Somebody.
What you have here, parents going at it with a woman who says she doesn't like the idea of drag queen children. Good evening, Riverside.
More on the story time confrontation and really what both sides are saying about this. Tony.
Chuck and Colleen, that incident happened on Saturday at this bookstore. You
always happen on the Sabbath.
At the center of this controversy, this isn't about freedom of speech. It's about morals.
Nice job.
Dozens of parents and children are here at Cellar Door Bookstore for story time. And this week, Halloween books are being read by 3 drag queens.
Indie book story time. A lot of libraries are doing.
Store owner Liz says in the days leading up to this reading, she had been getting angry phone calls.
They had said that they, and are, that's fine. Don't come.
During the reading, Linda noticed this woman.
So I just went up to her and I said, I'm sorry, but you can't film kids without their parents' permission.
But the woman refused to stop. To leave because small children are here, but she doesn't, even after a security guard steps in.
That's what you get. Don't do that to our children. This is our nation's children.
The woman in the video, Peters, LA resident, Genevieve, told NBC4 that she wasn't recording the children, only the drag queens, and she came to this reading because she feels that our country is heading down an immoral path.
Yes, lady, I agree with you, lady. Donald Trump supporter, I believe you are. I don't know whether you are.
Giovanni Morales is one of the drag queens who read to the kids.
Wow.
Surprised by Genevieve's comments.
Filming hateful things and spewing common behavior to begin with.
Eventually, a Riverside police officer arrives and asks outside the bookstore.
So I guess I can stop it right there. We see that outdoor. Oh, so Peters, thank you for standing up for our children. I just that there were more people standing up to them who are so young and innocent. They can't really fight for themselves. They can't. But once again, these people like this are allowed to go into these libraries and go into these bookstores, and they are allowed to read books to our children without parents' consent in some cases. And who's going to fight for our children? Your 3-year-old, your 4-year-old, your 5-year-old do not understand that a man should not be dressing up like a woman. At least in the black community, we know that men are not supposed to be dressing up like women and vice versa. But it appears these days, and no one is teaching their kids that. It appears these days that it's okay for a man to dress up like a woman. It's okay for a woman to dress up like a man. You just didn't see that in my day. It just didn't happen. But as time went on, as time goes on, I do realize that things change and people change. But I do declare, let me catch my granddaughter in one of these drag queen hour events and without any consent of her parents, somebody is going to get locked up. Somebody is going to get hurt. And to all these brothers that find it, that feels compelled to post half naked women on your timeline, you could be lusting over a man and you don't even know it. That's why it doesn't pay to lust. You sitting up here lusting over a woman that you think is a woman, whole time it's a man. And then when you find out, you get mad with the man for dressing up like a woman. You should be mad at yourself for lusting. You should be mad at yourself for lusting. That's why the Most High don't want us to lust. Because nowadays you don't even know what you're lusting after. Don't even know what you're lusting after. Sad situation. It's sad being a man these days. It's kind of sad to be a man these days. Because you don't even know what you lusting over. All you know is that you lusting. You see this fine young thing on the internet. Fine young thing in your DM. Fine young thing, a man, and you don't even know it. One time you used to can tell. You used to can tell when a man is dressed up like a woman. There was a time when you can tell when a man is dressed up like a woman. But nowadays, no. Nope. And nowadays, you think you're lusting over a woman, you post her beautiful body all over the screen, you making your boys jealous. You like that before, huh? And you find out that chick got a dick. Wow. Your chick got a dick. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. To get some things off my chest. Saw that headline go across my screen about the young man, the drag queen that was arrested because he arrested for propositioning little boys. Y'all got to be careful who y'all let read y'all children books because they have an agenda. They have an agenda, people, and that is to entice your children. I have a video on YouTube called The Transgender Agenda. Check it out. Check it out. They are going into these libraries, they are going into these schools, and they are enticing our children with glitter and colors and makeup and wigs and princesses and robots and tyrannosauruses and all the things that kids like. And they are making you think that the kids love it. Grown men dressed up like women just to read your child a book. Somebody make it make sense to me. Grown men dressed up like women, hair, makeup, clothes, boobs, dressed up like women just to read your child a book. These are men. Dressed up like women just to read your child a book. Drag Queen Story Hour, adult entertainment for kids. Welcome to Clown World. Why is this adult entertainment for kids? Adult entertainment for kids. Look at that, y'all. Drag Queen Story Hour, adult entertainment for kids. My God, help us, Lord. Help us, Most High, y'all. This is like a woman right here. Look like a straight woman. Look at that. Why does this man have to dress up like a woman to read to these children? Drag Queen Story Hours capture imagination of childhood, giving kids glamorous, positive, and diverse role models. Why does this man have to dress up like a woman to give kids glamorous, positive, and diverse role models? You would not think that that was a man right there. You would not think that this is a man. This is a man. This one, that's him on the right. He has been arrested for propositioning a young boy. Not even a teenage boy, a young boy. Look at these men. Men. Oh, we have to be careful. Y'all have to be careful. Y'all have to be careful. Be very, very careful about who you let watch your kids. Be very, very careful. So, I just want to say, oh, again, see then that ye walk circumspectly, redeeming the time. That's Ephesians 5:15. Watch what's going on around you. Be careful about who you let in your home. Be careful about who you let take care of your children, because I do believe that the transgender community does have an agenda when they offer to go into these elementary schools, they offer to go into these libraries, and when they offer to go into these bookstores to read to your children, and they dress up in women's clothing, and they not women. There's an agenda there. They might not say what the agenda is. They will tell you that they don't have an agenda, but there's an agenda there. Because in my mind, if there wasn't an agenda there, you would not have to dress up like a woman to go read to these kids. You don't have to put on no wig. You don't have to put on no fake boobs, no makeup, no dress, no high heel shoes to go into these places and read transgender books to these innocent kids. It pisses me off to the point of pissivity. It pisses me off. And if images like the little boy that was rolling all over on the floor with that man dressed up like a woman, then if that doesn't piss you off, then I don't know what will. But before I go, let me show you this, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. I hope to see you over at K Judah's show. I think he said at 7 o'clock. Um, he has a good lesson planned. I can't wait to get over there and listen to it and get on the platform and shoot the facts with my family. But before I go, let me show you this is another reason why our kids are going crazy as hell. And people are celebrating this. And I will tell you right now, I will make sure my daughter never ever watch another episode of Sesame Street again. Ever. Cross-dressing LGBT activists to appear on Sesame Street. Look at that. Hmm. Y'all see it? Cross-dressing LGBT activists to appear on Sesame Street. I'm just gonna let that marinate for a minute. Just look at it. Cross-dressing LGBT activist Billy Porter appear on Sesame Street. Why? Why? What is this man's purpose of being on Sesame Street? Why? Sesame Street is a show that's aimed at kids. So tell me if this is not an agenda or not. A few months ago, they were saying that Bert and Ernie was gay. And I think that was from the person who created Bert and Ernie. I think he was the one that said that they were partners. So this says Bert and Ernie may not be a same-sex couple, but the long-running children's franchise Sesame Street is about to get an infusion of LGBT vibes with an upcoming guest appearance by actor and LGBT activist Billy Porter. He is best known as Pray Tell in the FX LGBT ballroom drama Pose, and for wearing extravagant dresses, will appear during the 51st season of the beloved children's show, according to Sesame Street's official page. Billy Porter bringing those fierce vibes to Sesame Street, the Post declares, accompanied by photos of Porter on the classic set wearing a tuxedo gown. I'm sorry, he looks stupid as hell. I'm sorry, he looks stupid as hell. To me, that looks stupid as hell. Look at that. He looks stupid. He looks so stupid to me. Oh, if I could stop switching to the other page, I'll be fine. Did I do it again? Yep. Okay, let me go back. There we go. Stupid. And he got his hand on his hip like he is something. This is what's coming to Sesame Street. This is what's coming to Sesame Street, y'all. Mm. Sunny day, you're so gay. I would not let my granddaughter, watch another episode of Sesame Street. Done. The article goes on to say Billy Porter bringing those fierce vibes to Sesame Street. Comments on the post were largely positive, though some readers expressed concern. This is pushing too much at little children. It makes no sense. Kids have too much on their little plates as it is, one said. Why add more? Sesame Street is for children, and diversity should be taught at a child appropriate level. A man in a dress is not child appropriate. In fact, it can be confusing, another argued. While striving to teach to be yourself, you're teaching boys who are masculine that it's not okay for them to be masculine, as though our children are not confused enough. What is your agenda? Another asked. Unbelievable. So disappointing. And I keep saying it. I'm not the only one that's thinking this, apparently. What is your agenda? The transgender agenda has an agenda when it comes to your children. So it says this isn't the first time Sesame Street has promoted LGBT themes. In 2017, it tweeted a rainbow of multicolored Muppets for Pride Month with the declaration Sesame Street is proud to support families of all shapes, sizes, and colors. Later that year, its song, Anyone Can Play, purported to smash gender norms for children's toys and costumes, including the lyrics, some boys like to play dolls, while the male character Grover is seen in a purple dress. Stop the madness. Last year, Porter prefaced President Donald Trump's annual State of the Union address with his own LGBT State of the Union, during which he claimed our rights are under threat and the sanctity of identities is in peril. Peril. Wow. Wow. Just wow. So, anyway, there you have it, folks. The LGBT community, they have an agenda with your children. Their claim is that they want to teach them and show them that they can be anything that they want to be. And they want to teach them to accept everybody. And that is not their place. It starts in the home. That's the parents' place to teach their kids about life and its surroundings. It's not the LGBTQPRS community to expose themselves to my child or to my grandchild. And I'm not having it. I'm not going to have it. I don't have anything against the LGBT community, but I guess I do because I don't agree with your lifestyle. That doesn't mean I hate. That doesn't mean I hate you because I disagree with your lifestyle. Hell, there could be some things about my life that you don't agree with. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to impose your lifestyle on my grandchild. Simple, period. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to let you do it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I pray that you like this video, subscribe, and comment on it. Subscribe to my channel. In return, I'll do the same thing. Be careful. Watch your children. Stop leaving them with any and everybody. Okay. All right. It's your girl, B Sparrow. Holla if you hear me.
Some years ago, I was a kid. 2,000 years later, I lost everything. With step I go, glory to shame and grief. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn I lost everything down to nothing. When I turned my back on you, I lost everything. I lost everything. How could one still so high? All the sun love, I disrespect the young and pride. 600 roll to dust, suck strength of my dignity. When I turn everything. When I turn everything. I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. How could one slip so high? All sun love, disrespect, rebellion, and pride. 600 million souls, roll to dust, cyclone and chase. Strip of my dignity. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. When I turn my back on you, I lost everything. I was a queen. When I turned my back on you, I lost everything. I lost everything. When I came to step on you, the Lord made me shame. When I turned my back on you, I lost everything. When I turned my back on you, I lost everything. When I turned my back on you, I lost everything.
talks. Grown man comes in the truth. Goes back the second time into his mother's womb. Come on, you know what I'm saying. Understand when I say you gotta be born again to even get salvation, yeah. No time for a fool, cause he doesn't want the evil to be reproved. I promise you all, if when you do fall, cause everybody falls, be sure to stand tall. Now, stand up. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but what makes you different than everybody is keeping these laws. Go downtown, stand up. Go downtown, stand up. Go downtown, stand up. Stand up, stand up. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but what makes you different than everybody is keeping these laws. Made a mess, fix it. Started on the wrong foot, switch it. Excuses don't win. Downtown, stand up taller than you ever been. Lost in fear, lost in lies. You forgot what reality looks like. I pity the fool. If you stay down, I pity you too. I promise you all. Cause everybody falls. Be sure to stand tall.
BuzzTweet Radio.
Baby crawls before it walks, babbles before it talks. Grown man comes in the truth, goes back the second time into his mother's womb. Come on, you know what I'm saying. Understand when I say you gotta be born again to even get salvation, yeah. No time for a fool, cause he doesn't want the evil to be reproved. I promise you all, if when you do fall, cause everybody falls, be sure to stand tall. Now, stand up. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but what makes you different than everybody is keeping these laws. Go downtown, stand up. Go downtown, stand up. Go downtown, stand up. Stand up, stand up. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but what makes you different than everybody is keeping these laws. Made a mess, fix it. Started on the wrong foot, switch it. Excuses don't win. Downtown, stand up taller than you ever been. Lost in fear, lost in lies. You forgot what reality looks like. I pity the fool. If you stay down, I pity you too. I promise you all. Cause everybody falls. Be sure to stand tall. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but what makes you different than everybody's?
Hey, this is BeeSparrow, and you're listening to BuzzTweet Radio on Spreaker.com. Hey, this is BeeSparrow, and you're listening to BuzzTweet Radio on Spreaker.com. Hey, this is BeeSparrow, and you're listening to BuzzTweet Radio, and you're listening to BuzzTweet Radio, BuzzTweet Radio. Hey, this is BeeSparrow, BuzzTweet Radio. Hey, this is BeeSparrow, and you're you're listening to and you're listening to BuzzTweet Radio.
You're listening to the hottest radio station in town. BuzzTweet Radio.